Mi TV4, ladies and gentlemen, and I'd like to share everything about this product. Mi TV4 is our thinnest TV yet. It measures only 4.9 millimeters at its thinnest point. It's very thin. It practically disappears when seen from a flat angle, like when you're looking at it from the top here or from the sides. And it's also frameless, with barely any bezels. It's a really good-looking product. I'll go slowly so you can take pictures as well, as many as you want. Most TVs out there are designed with a frame, even a very narrow one that surrounds the display. Well, this is what Mi TV4 looks like with its frameless design, and when you put them side by side, you can see the difference is significant, very noticeable. Mi TV4 looks cleanly designed and seamless from any angle, even the back. The back cover, for example, is very compact, and it only goes up to about 30% of the height of the display. We've also designed a very understated, transparent stand for Mi TV4, so that even if you don't mount it onto a wall, it will still look like it's sort of suspended in the air. Let me tell you a bit about the software inside Mi TV4, which is one of my favorite features. Mi TV4 ships with Patchwall, which is a UI layer on top of the Android operating system based on deep learning AI technology. It uses a large amount of metadata about movies, TV shows, and other video content, cross-referenced with your own history of watching content and browsing content to make intelligent recommendations that are tailored to you. And the UI is baked with this personal recommendation technology into it. For example, Dave will see a set of smart recommendations that is completely different from what Mike sees. And because we have the largest content library in China of any TV provider, we can draw recommendations from a very, very large number of titles. So these are very, very meaningful recommendations. The Patchwall UI uses an adaptive grid that's inspired by modern magazine layouts. What's great about this system is that the dimensions of content tiles can vary from full height or full width to half or quarter sized to emphasize the content that's of most interest to you. So more relevant content will look bigger and will be presented in a bigger tile. Another awesome Patchwall UI feature is infinite scrolling. Basically, you get unlimited content recommendations with the most relevant at the top. You could theoretically, by the way, scroll forever, but the point here is to offer you more choice. The more content you want to watch, it'll be there for you. We've put a lot of thought into designing Patchwall, and we believe it is a substantial improvement over any existing TV content UI, and can't wait for you to try it for yourselves. Now, one of our biggest innovations, going back to hardware, in building smart TVs is the approach we take in designing modular TVs. Now, what is a modular TV? Well, a typical TV ships with all of its electronics integrated into the case. In other words, the display and the motherboard ship together in one box, essentially. At best, you might get a separate soundbar. And if you want to upgrade a TV like this, you need to replace the whole thing. That's how it works today. Now, consider that 80% of the cost of a TV is just the display alone. The motherboard, the electronics, accounts for only 20%. But that's where most of the new functionality is when you're upgrading, including maybe a faster CPU, more memory, smart features, better software, etc. It's all in the 20%. Modular TVs simply separate the TV display from the electronics. This is the approach that we pioneered over a year ago, and we use it for all of our larger screen TVs. So you can separately upgrade display and motherboard. So for example, if you bought a 65-inch Mi TV last year and you want to get new HDR functionality plus a much faster CPU, All you need to do is buy the new integrated Mi TV bar and use it with your existing display. And you get all of those features for a fraction of the cost. Modular TVs are also more compact because you've moved all the stuff out of the way, so they're more tasteful looking. They make your living room look a lot better. This is what the integrated bar for Mi TV4 looks like inside, and I'll talk about some of these components. On the top of the Mi TV bar, you have basic controls, and on the back, you get all of your ports, HDMI, USB, Ethernet, and so on. Typical TVs have all of the ports behind the display. These are hard to reach, and sometimes you just don't have enough clearance for all the connectors. Our modular TV design has all the ports easily accessible and hidden behind the Mi TV bar. They're very, very easy to get to. And all you need is one single cable that connects the Mi TV bar to the display. We call this Mi Port. Mi Port can carry all signals to and from the display. Everything in one single cable. So instead of this messy look with wires everywhere connecting your TV to your set-top box, your game console, your Blu-ray player, your audio receiver, and so on, all you need is one wire. It's cleaner, it's simpler, and by the way, it's a lot easier to hide one wire with a shallow cantilever than to hide, half a dozen wires. Life is just better this way. And that's our modular TV design. Now, one of the most important questions, of course, about Mi TV4 is, how does it sound? What's the audio experience like? Mi TV4 ships with 10 speakers integrated right into the TV bar, plus 2 wireless satellite speakers, plus a beautifully designed subwoofer. That's a very sweet setup, but the best part is the fact that Mi TV4 supports the latest Dolby Atmos standard. As most of you already know, Dolby Atmos is a very advanced cinema-grade audio technology, which only a small percentage of movie theaters have deployed so far. And it's just beginning to make its way to high-end home theater systems. There is no doubt that this is the future of home theater sound. Now, let me explain a little bit how Dolby Atmos works. In a typical surround sound setup, could be a 5.1 or a 7.1 surround setup, you have sound that's moving from your front channels to your rear channels, and that creates a nice surround experience. It sounds great, but at best, you're going to hear sounds in front of you or behind you. It's a two-dimensional sound stage. Dolby Atmos adds another dimension and gives you a three-dimensional sound stage, which means that you can hear sounds all around you, including above you. Now, in a Dolby Atmos movie theater, this is implemented with multiple speakers, which you may have seen, placed on the ceiling of the theater itself. Mi TV4 uses 2 upfiring speakers that are integrated into the Mi TV bar. They're pointed at the ceiling, which reflects the sound and gives you this immersive three-dimensional experience. Dolby Atmos, by the way, is much more computationally expensive than any other sound system out there. There's a lot of real-time calculations to place the sound, given your speaker setup. It requires, as a result, a much more advanced signal processing technology, which easily adds hundreds and hundreds of dollars to the cost of a traditional surround system if you want to move that to Dolby Atmos. So to summarize Mi TV4, it is our thinnest smart TV ever at 4.9 millimeters. It ships with Patchwall, our AI-based recommendations UI. It follows our modular TV design, and it's our first product supporting the latest Dolby Atmos standard. This is how the full Mi TV4 setup might look in your living room. It's completely unobtrusive, and it blends in with the decor really nicely. Here's another view where the entire system is mounted on the wall well, the TV and the display and the Mi TV bar. Now notice that because the satellite speakers, which you can see over here, are wireless, you can place them really anywhere. You don't have to run wires all the way to the front. So it gives you more freedom to obviously set up your home theater and blend it in with your living room. Here's how it might look in your, I guess, skiing villa, or maybe your penthouse loft, or your holiday lake home, perhaps. Well, we have Mi TV4 right here. Do you guys want to see it in real time? Okay. Well, here we go. 3, 2, 1. I would like to invite to the front here Shang-Wan, just back on, as well as Wang Chuan, our co-founder and head of our TV business, who's right here, to take some photos with the new TV. Well, the Mi TV4 display and TV bar that you're seeing here are compatible with all previous models of Mi modular TVs. So in other words, if you purchased one of our larger screen TVs last year, you can seamlessly upgrade to Dolby Atmos, HDR support, the new patch wall system, purely by swapping out the Mi TV bar, which will cost you a fraction of what you paid originally for your TV. It's an awesome approach. The 65-inch version of Mi TV4 with Dolby Atmos will sell in China. And sorry, I'm going to be a little mysterious here, guys. It will ship for well under $2,000, or the equivalent in Chinese renminbi, and it will ship later this year. It's an incredible product at a really, really amazing price, and you have to see it firsthand. We will also sell a version of the 65-inch Mi TV4 with standard Mi TV bar, again for well under $1,500. And Mi TV4 will also ship in 2 other sizes, 49 inches and 59 inches, as you can see.